Hi, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how there's free membership going on in Wizard101 and how to benefit off of it, because I know a lot of players are like, well, I don't know what to do. There's a lot of things going on. What should I do if there's free membership going on with everything going on, right? So I'm going to talk all about that and give you guys some, quick tips of what you should do, right? Because everyone's going to have their own opinion. People are just going to be straight up just say, well, quest, and that's the first thing you should do. Well, there's some other things you should do that I recommend that you guys do. So we'll talk all about that, give you guys my opinions and thoughts, and yeah. So if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Close to 3,000 subs. We're getting there. We're getting there. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord as well, I want to try to get to 550 members in the Discord by the end of the year, which is wild, bro. It's so wild. But yeah, free membership going on right now. Of course, I haven't made a video talking about this since like last year, so it's been a year since I made a video like this, but I always want to make a video similar to this to remind players of what to do, right? Because of course free memberships going on, you're going to be like, well, I mean, I want to quest my characters, of course I want to max out all these things. What you should do in real, in technicality, right, is quest 4 characters. There's no harm done. What you should do is have 4 accounts, quad box and quest all together. The opportunity's there, and it's always good to just have 4 accounts. As dumb as that sounds, right? You're like, well, I'm not going to spend 10 bucks for 4 accounts. That's $40 a month. I'm not saying do that, right? I'm saying since it's free membership right now, take advantage of it. And you don't have to rely on people to quest with. Of course, if people like questing with players, hey, go for it. Quest with your buddies, do whatever you want, right? But what I do is I have my alt accounts and I just sometimes quest them all together, right? Even this character right here that's spinning right here is a level 30. I only quest on it whenever it's free member, right? And of course I don't have time this time around to quest because I have other things going on. So that's why this character is still going to be level 30. But I like to quest them all together and, do that. Now that's one thing you should do, or like it's a recommendation what I would do, because it's good later down the line, because if you want to farm key bosses and everything like that, you just hop on your alts and then you can just do them together by yourself, right? That's what I like to do sometimes. But if the opportunity presents itself and players do want to grind with me, I'm like, okay, I'll drop one of my alts and then you can join with me. I don't mind that at all. But sometimes I just like, if it's the middle of the night, I'm not gonna message somebody, hey, hop on, So that's why it's like courtesy, and I just think of it like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do it myself type thing. Now that's just one thing, of course. Questing, it's kind of obvious. But what we're gonna do real quick, I'm gonna spin on this character and we're gonna pull up my alt. Now my alt, of course, what I do on here, of course I have the Mushu fit, of course, but what I like doing sometimes is I do buy a bunch of decks. Now you might be wondering, why the hell are you buying decks, Almond? Well, that's such a random thing to do on an alt. So first off is that whenever you're on an account that has free membership, you of course get the backpack benefit from having membership. If you don't have membership, your backpack caps out, I believe, like at 80 or 60. I could be wrong. It's somewhere around there. I'm pretty sure it's 80. And those are called, that's the most you can have without popping an elixir. Of course, like if I go to the crown shop, if I buy a backpack elixir, it's 2.5k. So if I were to buy that, I would have to spend crowns. But since it's free membership going on, right, there is me having access to 150 bag space. Now you see all these decks, there's 18 pages of decks. They're all just like a bunch of random decks, right? I just buy whatever I can. Some of these have 36 slots, some of these have 30. It just depends. I just literally bought whatever in the bazaar at the time with the whatever gold, because what I do is I just move all my treasure cards to this character and I just put them in the decks. So if we go right here, I literally save all my empowers. So let me move this real quick, and then let's move this back over here. And let's actually put this in full screen for you guys so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. So let's go back on here. Then if we go to my treasure cards, you can see that I have slots that are open and some of these aren't, right? Because I slot in a bunch of empowers. Now empowers are good because it's like a free gold source, right? Whenever you're doing couch potatoes, you're farming your gardens and stuff like that, and you're getting a bunch of TC, and sometimes you're at max gold all the time. So what I just do is I just buy empowers, or the empowers I get from gardening, I toss it on my alt, and I fill up all my decks just like this, right? And I'm just saving up all these empowers, so if I ever need gold, I just hop on my alt and I just transfer some empowers. So it's a good example of what you should do. I mean, you don't have to do this, it's very niche, like I said. It's just something that like you're like, hey, maybe I want to do this, And you know, it's free membership. Why not take benefit of this? And you know, there's nothing bad about this. It's not like they're gonna say, well, Almond, you shouldn't be doing this. Well, I mean, it's the option persists itself. Of course I'm gonna do this, right? And it's not like I'm exploiting it or anything like that, because I'm literally just buying decks on and on and putting TCs in them, which most players just do by default anyways. So this is something I just do, and I do that with multiple accounts. So this account is strictly just for empowers. That has all my empowers are just laying around. I have a separate account just for all my cantrips. Like if I need cantrip TCs, I just have them all on there along with all my Azoth. So what I would just do is in the decks, I would just fill up the TCs with Azoth TC if I have that. So that's something I do. Or like if I'm doing decathlon, which I mean is very rare, right? But this time around I'm gonna try to do the balanced decathlon. But what I will do is I'll have TCs on there that are just specifically for each character, right? So it's just something that like it's good just for organizing sake, right? If you want to do that, because I know some players have a lot of TC, whether it be for PvP, and you know, it's like quote unquote rare TCs, or like the spellamented TCs that people use in like PvP or like advanced combat. So people are like, oh, I don't have space. So having an alt that just has a bunch of decks like this, like where I'm just having 150 deck or 150 bag space of just complete decks. I can even take off the gear and I can have more space, but you know, I gotta represent Mushu, you know. So that's why I have this whole character dedicated for this. Now, and then I have separate characters dedicated for separate TC, right? Of course I have my alts by itself, where I'm just like, oh, that I quest on, you know, of course, which you guys have seen multiple times in streams, or I'm just questing with my other 3 accounts. But then sometimes, you know, I do hop on my alt midstream and I'm just like, okay, I need TCs, I need to grab empowers, I need to grab that, because you do get them from gardening, right? I don't think I even have I don't even have that much TC on here, because the fact is I literally cleaned out all my stuff the other day because I had so much. So like literally only I have right now is just Brandon's in here. I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, I just have Brandon's, because these are you can't trade these. I don't think so. So that's why I just keep them on here whenever I just like randomly do them. But beyond that, like there's some stuff I just keep on my characters, right? It's just a good organizing system. It's very niche. You don't have to do that. I'm just recommending it because like if you are trying to get seriously into the game and you're like, okay, well, I want to sweat a little bit, just having another account just to have all your treasure cards is like so good, because I don't even carry treasure cards anymore unless it's like these where I just put them in my deck and then just not worry about them. Like for example, if we go over to my life, I think my life has the same scenario where like I have just treasure cards just sitting in my decks because there's no trade. So if we go over here, click on my deck, I think so, yeah. So like for example, like you can't trade these from what I remember, because I need these for crafting, because I haven't done crafting in my life, which I know it's wild to say, but I haven't done crafting in my life, because life is like my like kind of forgotten character, so I haven't had time. And then I have betrayals, which you can't buy these anymore, but they're still good to just have, and I don't want to trash them, because you used to be able to buy these from the PvP crafter in the guild, but they basically made it so you can't do that anymore, because people would just non-stock just carry these in PvP. And yeah, I mean, you can still use these, I'm pretty sure, I think, but it's like a waste of a TC. But that's just an example. And I think I have like, yeah, I have empowers right there too that just haven't transferred over. But you guys can see I don't have treasure cards on this character. It's just something that I would recommend, right? And you know, I would say get more decks and put them in like your bank or something like that, but that doesn't work. It's not like you can't store like treasure cards in your bank, you know, and there's not like a treasure card vault or something like that exists. At one point there was, yeah, but like not anymore. That was like a test run thing or something like that. But they realized what would happen. But I mean, what players just do now is they just make an alt like I did and just store TCs on here, which, hey, if that's something you want to do, you can do that. Now there's other things you can do, like of course, you know, quest up your characters, kind of straightforward. You know, quad box, that's something straightforward as well. What some people do is they dual box, or they just have like one account and then their main account and then play Beastmoon, because some people don't like solo queuing, right? I mean, solo queuing in Beastmoon, it has its ups and downs, you know, depends. Sometimes you might get good team members, sometimes you don't. I feel like skill-based matchmaking is a thing. No, I'm just kidding. But if skill-based matchmaking was a thing, I don't know what to think anymore. But some people do that. I actually do that sometimes too. If I'm really down bad and I need points for decathlon, like I know there is a good form going on right now, which is the Ice Cyclops, but I'm really just not in the mood to play Beastmoon. But if, you know, I was like, okay, you know what, I sometimes would queue with my alt. and just literally play Beastmoon and just hop into matches with my alt, along with my main, so I don't have to play with another person and not have to worry about someone throwing, at least in my fight. But some people do that. Some people dual box in the raid, of course. Sometimes someone might just randomly have to leave during the raid, and you know what, you want to have an extra character that you can just be like, okay, I'll dual box. That's another reason. So like, of course you can do all these things. Of course you should garden right now because there is the member benefit, but I mean, by the time this video comes out, gardening will probably be over, but that's kind of just like an option. But that's something that you should do by default, I don't know. So overall, there's a lot of things you can do with free membership. I know players are even doing PvP, players are doing other things. Questing is like the main thing that people are gonna do. There's not really much to say beyond that, because the event stuff is like something you can do when you just don't have member. So there's that. I know people are going to be making pets because I think you get energy at a faster rate if you do have member. So there's that. So some players are making pets right now, and just I think the timers are also cut in half too, if I remember. So like if you do want to make a pet, your timer's actually cut in half, not in the actual like however long span it is. So there's a couple things I'd recommend, but main thing is I'd say make an alt account, have some treasure cards on there, save all your things on there so you don't clog up your main character. Like I said, I don't have treasure cards on my main anymore. That's just how I organized all my accounts, and just to make it easier for me. If I need treasure cards, like sure, I'll just go buy them, it's not a big deal. But there's that. So that's just my tips for whenever membership is out and you're like, I don't know what to do. Quad box, make some alts, quest them all together for as much as you can. It should be fine, especially if you're just doing it by yourself. If you have so, get a 4-person mount and you're kind of just set, really. That's about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed me talking about free member a little bit. I know everyone's going to have their own opinion of what you should do, what you shouldn't do, how to take advantage of it. But mine is just literally straight up make an alt, have decks on there up to like 150 space like I did, and stockpile whatever TC you need to, and just don't carry anything on your main. Just to make it easier and make it all more like a little bit more tidy and clean, I guess. So hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Be on the lookout for more vids down the line. I know I still have a lot of vids I still need to make. So I'm trying my best for you guys in that regard. So there's that. So make sure you guys join the Discord if you guys haven't. Be sure to sub. Close to getting 3K like I said. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.